most powerful and spectacular cars you will see here this weekend at Brands Hatch. There's Nick Vaughan with the Audi A3, the black car, alongside James Dunkley's Fiesta XR2. So a slightly reduced field, one or two cars having problems yesterday. This is going to be a cracker of a race. Andy Wilson going for win number 2 for the season. Season opener at Silverstone, Jason Davies. Sierra Cosworth was the winner of both races. He's not here this weekend, so getting ready for the rolling start. A 15-minute race. Andy Wilson on pole. Colin Boyce in the Escort got a flyer in yesterday's race down the outside to take the lead. Is he going to do so again? Watch for that skyline as well. Absolute firecracker of a car for James Janicki. The day about to get underway here at Brands Hatch on this Easter Sunday. The power comes on and away we go. Good start this time by the Holden of Andy Wilson. Colin Boyce trying to get the Escort round the outside. Malcolm Harding with a good start as well. And it is the two Escorts look like they will lead the way out of Paddock Hill Bend for the first time. It's up the roller coaster rise into Druids Hill Bend. And it's Colin Boyce from the Mark II Escort of Malcolm Harding. He's in the Blue Oval Saloon Series split. There's Mike Manning just getting a wheel on the grass there in his Sierra. Sam Daffin's Fiesta ahead of Cliff Pellin's newer version. And look at the way that Saxo's going. Ryan Steele has got a flyer in his Citroen Saxo off the line. It's got a 2.2 litre engine under the bonnet. It really is a pocket rocket, that car. And he's flown through into third place ahead of Andy Wilson in the 7 litre V8 Holden Monaro. Incredible. Not the best of starts for James Janicki either in the Skyline, the ex-Nippon Challenge racer. Under fire from Mike Furley in his Escort, the ex-Super Silhouette racer. Now Andy Wilson's under fire from AJ Owen, the former Pre-03 champion in the Honda Civic there, the Matt Neal lookalike. Here comes Janicki. Look at the speed of that Skyline round the outside, down the straight there. Such spectacular cars. The two Escorts have gone clear. Ryan Steele is going like a steam train up there in third place ahead of Andy Wilson. Into Druids they come. Owen is 5th, Janicki down to 6th. There's Jason Waterman in what looks like a Peugeot 206. It's not, it's a space frame car. Tubular space frame chassis with a carbon fibre Kevlar body, a bit like a National Hot Rod from the short ovals. Well, the two Escorts have checked out at the front. Away they go. Ryan Steele in the Saxo up there in third after that amazing start. Then it's Wilson, Owen, Waterman, Mike Furley. He started his career in National Hot Rods on the short ovals as well. Then James Janicki and then David Griffin in the Diet Coke BMW, the Australian. Towards the back of the field, there's Craig Owen. We caught a glimpse of the blue and yellow Sierra Cosworth. Janicki does it again down the straight. He rips past 3 cars in one move. But on the twisty bits, the smaller cars, the more manoeuvrable machines, are able to stay with him. There is Janicki, the blue Skyline. Snatched a podium place from Malcolm Harding in the overall classification yesterday, but Harding still won the Blue Oval Saloon Series split. There's various subclasses, of course, as well in this series. It's Colin Boyce from Malcolm Harding. I can't believe that Saxo, Ryan Steele up there in third place. This is the best we've seen that run. Andy Wilson down to 4th in the big Holden. Then it's Janicki, Burley getting past AJ Owen. Then it's Jason Waterman. Behind them Dave Griffin, and then it is Vaughan the Prawn, as he's known. Nick Vaughan in the Prawn Racing Audi A3. Martin Reynolds in his Escort behind him, the reigning Blue Oval Saloon Series champion. One car we lost on the first lap, Neil Argrave in the Sierra Thunder Saloon, the ex-Piers Grange car at the back. Struggled to get that running yesterday, as well as Malcolm Harding having an attack for the lead into Druids Hill Bend. One Castrol Escort alongside another, and he goes through into the lead at Druids. Malcolm Harding, who got some contact at Silverstone season opener and rolled his car, but continued to finish the race. There is Dave Griffin in the Aussie replica BMW. Those Diet Coke BMWs raced in Australia in the 70s. 2 Escorts already have gone through. There is Ryan Steele flying along in the Saxo, and James Janicki, as I was about to say, he's catching Andy Wilson, but he made a mistake through Surtees Bend there. Got a bit of a slide on. It's a very difficult car to handle, that Skyline. Fast but quite fragile, so hoping for another decent result here. There's Mike Furley in 6th with his Escort. He's running well. He's in the invitation class. AJ Owen under fire from Jason Waterman. Here comes Nick Vaughan. Great to see the Audi running properly after its clutch exploded at the season opener at Silverstone. Nick, an ambassador for Club Racing UK. AJ Owen running wide there at Paddock Hill Bend up towards Druids. He's got Jason Waterman's Peugeot Hot Rod behind him. There's Martin Reynolds making a move further back. That was Ian Bauer on the outside in another Castrol car, the BMW. Here are the leaders. Malcolm Harding from Colin Boyce, Mark II Escort, leads Mark I Escorts. For not even a third into this race at the moment. Still over 10 minutes to go as Jason Waterman makes a move on AJ Owen. Neil Hargrave is still going. I was wrong, I thought he dropped out. His car not being timed for some reason on the timing screen, showing him as having retired, but he is there. Clearly his transponder isn't working. Nick Vaughan catching AJ Owen. AJ's won the pre-03 Touring Car Championship several times, struggling to match the pace of the more powerful machines here in his Honda Civic. Wonder how his dad Craig's getting on in the pack in his Sierra. A couple of cars that didn't manage to race today. One was Paul Eaton, father of Abby Eaton, one of Britain's lead. Oh, Colin Boyce in trouble. I'll interrupt myself there. Colin Boyce has got a problem, and the Escort is cruising. That's a great shame because he led several laps of yesterday's race until Andy Wilson came through. So Wilson now chasing James Janicki, Brian Steele, I should say, for what is now second place. I imagine Colin Boyce will be pulling in the pits. Mentioned Paul Eaton there, his Holden Commodore, his engine let go yesterday, so unable to race today, and the Holden has now caught Ryan Steele's little Saxo. Little and large for second place here at Brands Hatch. They're over 6 seconds down though on Malcolm Harding in the Escort. Now surely Ryan Steele isn't going to hold off Andy Wilson. Once they hit a straight bit, that Holden is just going to barrel its way past, although Janicki's there as well in the Skyline, the Essex-based driver. Wilson from Yorkshire. He's raced special saloons as well. He's raced various classic Australian machines and the insane V8 engined DAF 66 as well. The special saloon days, it's Tony Hazelwood car, and he's now into second place. As soon as they hit the Cooper straight there, he was through. The gap to Malcolm Harding was just over 6 seconds. Let's see what it is this time as the Holden opens the taps down the Jack Brabham straights, taking a second out of Malcolm Harding. There is the Escort. It's not until you actually really walk round the circuit of Brands Hatch you realise just how steep that drop is out of Paddock Hill then, or drive around it. There's Colin Boyce in the pits. That's a great shame. Black and white warning flag being shown to Rod Burley in the BMW. Started from towards the back after problems yesterday. Black and white warning flag is the driving standards flag. He may have exceeded track limits a couple of times. He's up to 13th towards the back. We just caught a glimpse of him there, the black BMW. Rod Burley, who's won over 600 races in his incredible career. There's Nick Vaughan under fire from Jason Waterman. That Audi, good to see it running well. There is Mike Manning, the Welshman. 40 years of racing experience in the stunning Texaco Sierra, the replica of the Eggenberger touring cars of the late 80s. He's got Neil Hargrave's Cosworth Thunder Saloon on his tail. Hargrave still listed on the tiny screen as having not completed the lap, so I don't know what's happened there. Here's the battle for second with Wilson unable to shake off James Janicki. Mike Furley behind this leading group. It's Harding from Wilson, then it's Janicki, Steele in fourth place, the timing screen just sorting itself out there. 7 minutes to go. And now the gap is coming down. Over the line they go. It was 3.5 seconds, it's now 1.5 seconds. Yeah, that Holden is eating into Malcolm Harding's lead. You can see the gap has come down there. It doesn't matter for Malcolm Harding because not only is he in a different class to Andy Wilson, he's in a different championship. Malcolm Harding is a Blue Oval Saloon Series car, the Burton Power Boss Series as it's known. Andy Wilson is in the Edmonton Electrical Classic Thunder Series. Surely only a matter of time before the big Holden catches the Ford, as we saw with Colin Boyce yesterday, with Boyce now out of the race. Still third is Janicki ahead of Ryan Steele. That's Saxo going brilliantly, still leading its class. Mike Furley up into fifth now. It's Nick Vaughan in sixth. And up from the back of the grid into seventh, the other invitation class runner, Mark Fowler. He started right at the back. He didn't contest yesterday's race. Where is Mark Fowler? He's on the tail of the BMW of Clinton Chalmers, the Schnitzer replica BMW. And certainly got a few supporters of Team Prawn in our YouTube chat, and it's good to see the Audi running well. Cliff Pellin and Rob Taylor's Fiestas being lapped there, Blue Oval runners. Cliff Pelliler Brands Hatch specialist from the Cannon's Tin Top series a few years ago, and the lead gap is down to less than a second now. Blue flag being waved to the back markers. Malcolm Harding's got his headlights on to warn them, but he's going to need to look in his mirror here. Surely, as they get onto the straight, no, he's not waiting for the straight. Andy Wilson's having a look as they come through towards Clearways. He's surely going to breeze past as they come into the Sir Jack Brabham straights. Here he comes. Maybe a little far back there. He might not get the escort this time. Battle between these two. They're coming up to lap Craig Owen with the lock up there from the Sierra. Harding just be hoping that the Sierra doesn't get in his way. And now he's got Andy Wilson right on his tail, and that really will be filling his mirrors. It's not until you stand next to it that you realise just how big that car is. Huge Australian muscle car, as old as the Vauxhall Monaro in the UK, of course, being Holden being GM's Australian brand and Vauxhall the British brand. Coming up to lap another V8 engine car, Alan Breck in the 5-litre V8 engine Jägermeister Capri. That car was a late retirement in yesterday's race. Alan Breck has also got his Sierra here this weekend. That was an early casualty in his other race this weekend. 393 touring cars, and still Harding holds on. I suppose that one of the problems Andy Wilson faces is where he makes his attack, because with such a huge car it's difficult to get it alongside anything else. Harding defends the inside, and Janicki's closing up as well. Watch for that blue skyline. If either one of these two makes a mistake, he could be through to take the lead. 4 minutes to go. This Edmondson Electrical Classic Thunder Saloon and Burt Power Blue Oval Saloon Series race. Lapped Alan Breck in the Capri. Ryan Steele still there in 4th place. But there's a major tangle between these three. He could still win this. No, there's no tangles between them. And look at the speed of that Escort. Out of Clearways there. He's able to get his foot down early and hang on ahead of the Holden. Can he hang on for another 3.5 minutes? They lapped one of the Fiestas. That's Sam Daffin. There's the battle between Mark Fowler. In fact, I think that was a timing error, putting Mark Fowler up there in the top placings. Yes, he's disappeared down the timing screen. There's something went wrong with the timing there. I thought he was a bit far up in that yellow BMW. Running in the invitation class, second in that class behind Mike Furley, and the leaders met him in a place they did not want to there. Had to go wide at Graham Hill Bend. They get alongside. They've got Clinton Chalmers' BMW ahead of them now as well. They come round Clearways, Clark Curve, and into the Sir Jack Brabham straights. Less than 3 minutes to go now. Andy Wilson all over the back of Malcolm Harding. He's having a look here as they go down the paddock. Could this be the move? No, Harding just covers the line well enough there to keep his lead. Big fight between these two. Next man to be lapped will be James Dunkley in his Fiesta XR2, the former MG racer. James Janicki staying with them. He's only just over 1.3 seconds off the lead. Wilson down the inside into Graham Hill Bend, and he's done it. Finally the Holden gets through. I thought he was going to breeze past him on the straight, but he waits until Graham Hill Bend, and now Janicki's going to have a go as they go into Surtees and then the right flick at McLaren. Janicki can't get the skyline alongside Malcolm Harding's Escorts. He's way clear in the Blue Oval Saloons, Malcolm Harding. The next runner in that championship is Martin Reynolds, and he's 12th. In his Escort, here comes the skyline. The power comes on down the straight. He was doing that earlier on. He's up into 2nd place, round the outside of Malcolm Harding. Took Harding briefly offline there as they lapped James Dunkley in the Fiesta. Up Halewood Rise to Druids once again. Ryan Steele still there in that Saxo in 4th place. Less than 90 seconds of the race to go now, so it should be last lap this time around. 1 lap to go after this one. Still Malcolm Harding on top in the Blue Oval Saloons. 3rd of the Thunder Saloons is Ryan Steele. There's the Saxo. 2nd Blue Oval is Martin Reynolds, and 3rd in that championship is James Dunkley. Neil Hargrave has pulled into the pits in his Sierra. They fixed the timing error, but now the car's out of the race. Power of the skyline carrying James Janicki clear of Malcolm Harding. We heard what Colin Boyce said about that car earlier. It's an absolute firecracker of a car. There is Nick Vaughan in the Audi, still in 6th place, and he's got Mike Manning, who's come up from the back in the Eggenberger Texaco replica Sierra up behind him. Jason Waterman alongside him. Shades of Steve Soper from Mike Manning here. Remember his battles with Andy Rouse in the late 80s in an identical car to that one. There's David Griffin in the Aussie BMW, the Diet Coke car. Behind him is Rod Burley, now in the top 10 towards the back of the grid. The King of Brands Hatch, as some call him. A frustrating weekend for the BMW pilots. We're on the last lap now. Or will it be another lap this time? There might be a few seconds still on the clock. Over the line goes Andy Wilson. Does the checkered flag come out? No, it doesn't. He was about 1 second too early, so we will get one more lap out of this. I thought that was going to be checkered flag. So Andy Wilson in the clear, heading for a double in the Valvoline Holden Monaro, the man from Doncaster. Win number 2 for the season. 2 pole positions as well. He qualified on pole at Silverstone, but failed to start the first race with a problem. No such problem for the Holden here. Didn't make the best of starts from the rolling getaway. The Escorts had him outpaced. But a great drive in both races from Andy Wilson. Here he comes in towards Clearways for the last time. Is he slowing up a bit there, coming out of Clearways? Yes, he seems to have eased off there, Andy Wilson. I don't know whether he's got a last-minute hitch, but it matters not, because he comes in to take the checkered flag, punches the air as he crosses the line, gives the crowd a wave. Andy Wilson, your winner. James Janicki second in the Skyline, less than 3 seconds back. Malcolm Harding completes the podium and wins the Blue Oval Saloon Series Championship split. And Ryan Steele, an amazing 4th in the Saxo. Look at this, they're still at it further back. Mike Thurley, I think he's slowing there. There's cars streaming past him. Mike Manning, Nick Vaughan, David Griffin, Jason Waterman and Rod Burley all going through. Mike Thurley with a problem on the last lap in his Escort. They come over the line. Mike Manning just beats Nick Vaughan home for 5th place. Griffin 7th, Waterman 8th, Burley 9th, and Mike Thurley has to be content with 10th place ahead of Martin Reynolds, who takes 11th and 2nd Blue Oval car. AJ Owen is home. Ian Bauer. There's Neil Hargrave in the pit lane with the Thunder Saloon Sierra. He's out of it. The rest of them come home. Just a couple of retirements. That one, unfortunately, one of them was one of our leading players. Get your tongue in gear, Goddard. It was Colin Voice, of course, who dropped out early on. We'll confirm the official results in a moment. It was the number 97 of Andy Wilson who took the win in the big Holden Monaro. Power prevailing in the end. James Janicki, his class rival, finishing less than 3 seconds back in 2nd place. Malcolm Harding, the top Blue Oval Saloon Series runner, in 3rd. And an amazing drive by Ryan Steele, 4th place, and winning his class as well. Ahead of Mike Manning in 5th. He just beat Nick Vaughan home. A class win for Nick in Class B of the Thunder Saloons. Behind them, David Griffin. Then Jason Waterman, he won his class as well, Class S. Rod Burley and Mike Thurley, the invitation class winner, rounding out the top 10. Thurley with a problem in the last few corners. Martin Reynolds 11th ahead of AJ Owen, then Ian Bauer's BMW, Ian Craig's BMW, and Clive Hainsford in the Mazda RX8, the rotary car, completing the top 15.